now you get put on, and now you're in the streets. You've been in the streets for a while,
Yeah.
but you're from the '60s, which is a really big, well-known gang that has a lot of enemies. How does your life change once this happens?
It goes from bad to worse. It goes from bad to worse. Like, I went to jail before I got put on. When I got put on, I started going to jail at least once a year. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't 3 or 4 times that year, I was going to jail once a year for at least like 12 years. Let me see.
Juvenile hall?
Juvenile hall, yeah, that was then. Then it was like even as an adult, like I didn't stop that pattern to this last little run. Like I've been out for 2 years now. Like no case at all. Like I've been out on the streets for like 4 years at a time, but I caught like 12 cases. You get what I'm saying? I got booked in. I had to stay probation hold, or I'm bailing out. Go back to jail, you know what I'm saying? Bail out again, fighting 2, 3 cases, can't go here, can't go there. So I never got my license and nothing. Like, I just got all that shit back together, and you know what I'm saying? Like, my life was in shambles, like, when I got put on, but it helped me be, like, more independent, too. Like, it taught me how to be a man, too, though. Because it's like, ain't no more crybaby, ask your mom to figure this shit out. You in the streets, figure it out. So like I had to figure everything out. I don't think I asked my parents for no money or nothing like since I was like 17 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? I moved out when I was 17, so I ain't really been back. I got shot and I went back home. Every time I get shot, I go live with my mom or whatever. Hopefully that never happens again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, a motherfucker went, I was already tweaking on shit. You know what I'm saying? Then I started tweaking harder. Then ecstasy pills came out. I'm tweaking harder. You get what I'm saying? So then it's real enemies. Now it's because I got an addictive personality. So like if I'm addicted to drugs or not, I never did cocaine or crystal meth or nothing, no crazy shit, because I already know what. If I like it, I'm going to go crazy on it. You get what I'm saying? But even the streets, if I like it, I'm going crazy. And it's the life I was living every day. I'm not going to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I think that's what like hinders me from going further in life, because I be sticking to the script. And sometimes ain't nobody sticking to the script. These niggas all kicking it with a snitch and all that. That shit don't matter to them. You get what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, he ain't tell on me type shit and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, or I'm going to just fuck with him to get to this level. I ain't really that type of person, gang. You feel me?
Did you go to high school?
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
4 of them. I went to Culver City. Because so where I live, it's like the border of Culver City, Westchester, and Crenshaw. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I went to Culver City my first year. I went there because all my brothers and shit went there. I wasn't from 60s until the end of that year. But we was up there causing records. I went to Culver Middle because I was going to private school and shit. Then I went to Culver Middle. Boom. Then from there, I went to, because I played basketball, so I went to this school on 79th in Vermont called Crenshaw Christian Center. So I went there. We won the state championship my 10th grade year. Where the fuck I go after that? Oh, then after that, I went back to Culver City. Because I don't even know why. I don't even know why I went back to Culver City. I think I didn't want to go to private school, or I didn't want to play behind somebody or something. Just trying to find my way playing basketball and shit. I went to Culver City for like fucking 4 weeks, 2 months probably. I had my dad buy me all this football shit. I started football. I started a race riot with the Culver City Thresays. That's when that type of shit was going on in school, like that Cinco de Mayo type shit. You remember that shit, like 2005 and all that shit.
I was a little past my time. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I got kicked out for that shit. Then I went to Westchester, and then it was some A trades up there.
How'd that go?
I fought every single day, every day for like 17 days. Like I could really count like every day. And then I had two homies that was up there, and they wasn't from the hood yet, but they seen how I was pushing. Them niggas start pushing with me. They really was bloods, both of them. Lil Ouija and Scoop. They was used to fuck with the bloods, but they wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, official from over there. But they seen like I was getting into it, but they big brothers was from the hood, so like they like, man, he up there fighting again. He up there fighting again. So they kicked me out of Westchester for hazard on campus. I was a hazard to the campus. But they was like, it was grown ass men coming up there to fight me and shit and all that. Then the day I got kicked out, the next day the school got shot up. Nigga, by the Inglewood families, they came up there looking for a nigga. And I guess they seen one of my square partners and started shooting that cuz.
Damn.
Yeah, so I couldn't go back there. I think I dropped out of school after that. I dropped out for the rest of the first semester. I wasn't going nowhere because my mom really, she didn't give a fuck. She knew I was smart. She didn't want a nigga to be at them schools because I wasn't listening. So she wasn't even tripping when I dropped out. She like, we just gonna get you some homeschool since you can't figure out a way to, you know what I'm saying, get your ass to class and back home. So, boom. She tricked me into, she like, I'm gonna buy you a car. I got a school for you to go to. You gotta go to this school. I'm like, fuck. Like, what are you talking about? I'm 6 so she sent me to Mississippi.
What?
Nigga, she sent me to Mississippi. She sent me to Jackson, outside of Jackson, Mississippi, a school called Piney Woods. But it was a great basketball team. We was like a basketball prep school. We lived on campus and all that shit. So it was like college before college. You know what I'm saying? So I was out there for like, I made sure I couldn't go back. I was out there that one semester. I beat the shit out of somebody. I was smoking in the dorm and all that shit. But they still, the crazy part is the coach loved me so much that after all the shit that I did when they kicked me out, when like right when school was about to start, like in the end of July, he called back like, you coming back out here? He like, I'm gonna let you go home every 2 months. Ooh. I'm like, man, fuck no. I just came back. I got a car, but I made the honor roll. I was out there. That's the great. I always had like B's, couple A's. You know what I'm saying? I was like a B, C plus student. You know what I'm saying? So,
Your mom was trying to keep you out of trouble?
yeah, hell yeah. She was trying to keep me out of trouble. Yeah, my mom wasn't really with supporting that shit. She wasn't like, my mom a hustler. Hustlers don't like gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? They don't, if you pay attention, motherfuckers that get money don't want that type of shit around them. All that violence and all that shit bring traction that you don't want. So if you get money, it's gonna be hard to get money and be a gangbanger. You need to keep all them niggas that's op K, and then dropping ops separate from your program. Hey, I mean, you from where you from, so you always gotta tap in with your people and shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like certain places my homies don't go. You know what I'm saying? Like the one, you know what I'm saying? Unless you know, you're not gonna fuck up, especially now that I'm with the rap and the industry shit and all that shit. You're not gonna fuck up what I got going on with no street mentality type shit.